Hello, love. It's Kat here. Welcome into today's pick a card reading. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Now, for today's pick a card reading topic and intentions, I felt guided to tap in to receive guidance and information on what you may need to know about your next job. So this idea for this reading actually came to me because I've been noticing that there are so many people in my realm, in my connections, that have either recently lost a job or left a job, left a career, like a specific career path, or there's just people who are looking for new lines of work. And I've just noticed that this is more than just a couple people. This is like so many people that I am in connection with. And so I feel that there must be something going on in the collective energy, and it would just be a great time to create a reading to give us a little bit of info, to receive some guidance on what's going on when it comes to work and our jobs, and when are we going to get the next job, or what do we need to know about looking for the right job, looking for the right fit. Okay, so today's readings, I'm going to set the intention for each of these different pile choices today for each reading to allow us to just receive guidance or insight on anything connected to a job, work, or career. So each of these readings may have different insight and info in them. They may bring up guidance that is connected to, when are you going to actually get the next job working for someone else? Maybe you're going to interviews. It could be very interview focused. It could be focused on your application process, or this could also be focused on things with entrepreneurship and avenues of your own business, maybe investments, or if you need to close things down, or if you need to try a different path. Okay, so we are just setting the focus, the intention and focus for these readings to be connected with the energy of jobs and career and work. All right, but I am going to be titling this, when are you getting your dream job? When is that coming in for you? Because I know so many people have been looking for their next line of work, looking for their next job. So we will also be tapping in to see if we can get some timelines in each of these readings based on the different guidance and insight that comes up within each reading, okay? All right, loves. So for today's pick a card choices, instead of shuffling the deck and drawing out individual cards, I felt guided to use a different tarot deck in each pile. So pile 1, we've got this Queen of Pentacles from the Lightseers Tarot deck. Pile 2, we've got this beautiful Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles, the Bear from the Wildwood Tarot deck. Pile 3, we have the beautiful Queen of Pentacles card here from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. And then pile 4, we have the Queen of Autumn. She is generous, stylish, gracious, and practical from the Fairy Tarot deck. All right, love. So these are our pile choices today. So go ahead and take a moment to tune in with your intuition and see which Queen of Pentacles is calling out to you, which one you're feeling most drawn to. And then I'll have timestamps in the description box down below for you to click on, and it will take you directly to the beginning of your reading based on the card, which Queen of Pentacles you have chosen. All right, loves. So I will meet you there at the beginning of your reading. Hello, loves. Welcome into those of you who chose pile 1. So if you chose pile 1, you selected this gorgeous Queen of Pentacles. And we are going to actually shuffle her into the deck today, though. So for your reading today, loves, we are tapping in to see, when are you going to get your dream job? When are you going to get that next job that you are seeking? What do you need to know around career and work? So if you have any intentions or specific questions that you would like to have answered in this reading, go ahead and take a moment to set those intentions now and trust that you'll receive the answer exactly when you're meant to. All right, loves. So let's see, what does pile 1 need to know around career and work? When are they getting that call back? When are they getting that dream job or that next job? Right. Okay, let's get 2 more. Alright, so let's see what's going on with pile 1. Alright, so we have Knight of Pentacles. Alright, Knight of Pentacles. We also have 10 of Swords. Alright. 10 of Pentacles. We love to see it. Alright, and our last 2 tarot, we have 2 of Cups. And the Magician. Okay. Alright, so it looks like you have definitely recently walked away from a job or left a job behind. Or walked away, or a job has left you behind, okay? It does seem like it's very painful too with this 10 of Swords coming out. It's like it's something that you did not want to walk away from because the money was so abundant. The physical support that was connected to that job was also abundant, such as the relationships that you had with people, the environment that you were working in. You just felt really safe. You felt secured in that job, physically. Okay, now on another level, maybe mentally and emotionally, the job wasn't everything you had hoped it to be, and that's why either you're being guided to move away from that job and to start seeking out new positions that will better provide you with a sense of safety and support, not only physically but also mentally and emotionally, or that job was removed from your life because the universe was responding to the energy of you, maybe subconsciously or consciously, knowing that it was not providing you with the sense of mental support that you were seeking from this job. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit deeper on what Spirit means by that. Okay, how was this job? So maybe it wasn't challenging you. All right, maybe, you know, you were just doing the same thing day in and day out. You knew the job very well, and it wasn't challenging your intelligence. It wasn't allowing you to expand and to grow on a mental level. Okay, we have 10 the Wheel. Yeah, it's just time for a change. Things were very stagnant. They were very much the same, and it just was not allowing you to grow more than where you were at, even though there was just too much safety. That's why you enjoyed it from a physical standpoint. The money was great, the environment was great, the relationships were great, is because it was very comfortable. It was just something that you became very used to, which is very much 10 of Pentacles energy here, where you have this strong sense of familial support in the job, even though it's not like your family, okay, but it did feel like a family because you were so used to connecting with, conversing with, and seeing these same people day in and day out. So this is something that you were connected to for a very long time, and maybe you're still connected to it in some ways, but you're being guided to leave it behind, to pursue new horizons, to pursue a new career path or job that will allow you to advance in your skills and your mental intelligence, okay? Because you're just doing the same thing every single day. It's just very autopilot. You don't even have to think about what you're doing, and that can start to wear on you, because we are meant to expand and to grow and to adapt and to learn new things, and to also allow for circuits of creativity to come through. And when you're constantly doing the same thing every single day and you're not branching out into other modalities of environment, of connections, of ways of doing things, it prevents you from being able to access that creative circuit that wants to come through. You are a creative being. That's why we have the Magician here. It's because there's something that you are meant to create. There's something you're meant to explore and something that you're meant to expand upon, okay? Alright, but before we get into the Magician, I do want to talk a little bit about this Ten of Pentacles and Two of Cups here, okay? So I do feel that because there is something that you are leaving behind or have already left behind when it comes to your job, when it comes to your career, there is this element of worry, alright? Worry of, you know, worry of money, because we have the Ten of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then there's also this sense of worry of, are you going to be able to make it? And not make it in the sense of finances, okay, because we already know that worry's there, but are you going to be able to make it to the next thing? Okay, so there's this sort of like subtle worry that I'm seeing here. Let's see how I can explain this. It's like you're masking almost with this sense of worry about money, with this worry about finances. But, oh, I see. It's connected to what you're meant to be, what you're actually meant to be pursuing and creating. So it's like there's something that's calling you. There's something that you know you really want to pursue. You really want to give a chance to, and it's connected to your creative talent or skill set in some way. But you are sort of masking with this concept of worry of money, when it's really this worry of, are you going to be able to make it if you allow yourself to pursue the path of your creative interest, okay? And when I say creative interest, Spirit's coming in there saying, like, because this is a general reading, pick a card reading here, this pursuit is going to be different for everyone. It doesn't just mean like you want to pursue something within the arts from a creative perspective. It could be that you want to do something in the career field that you have already left or are leaving behind, that specific job. You could still want to do something in that career field, but you may want to expand upon what you were doing. You may want to be like, allow yourself to be more creative with what you were doing, and maybe you have like new ideas, like creative ways of setting up different systems for how they did things at your line of work that they just weren't listening to you about. You know, maybe there were things you tried to recommend or wanted to give a chance, but your boss, your management systems were just like, no, this is how it's always done. This is how we're always going to do it. That will cost too much money. That will cost too much time, blah, 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 blah. And they just didn't give you the ability or the permission to do it. But now you're leaving that behind, and you're realizing that in some way you can pursue those ideas of your own without having to get permission from anyone. You can give yourself the permission to play with and pursue those ideas on your own, okay? You don't need permission from others to do it. So coming back around, it doesn't necessarily just mean, you know, there's something creative you're wanting to pursue, like being in the arts or music or, you know, things like that. It's just there's something within you that wants to be created through you, okay? But for some of you, it could be that you have a creative interest or pursuit that you are wanting to pursue that maybe you've been denying yourself from pursuing and walking the path upon because you've been connected with this other career path that hasn't allowed you to pursue this other path that's been calling to you, kind of knocking on your door very subtly, very quietly, okay? So coming back around now to the worry, okay, the worry of this path, okay, so let's see if we can get some guidance on that. How can we overcome this worry? Okay, so Spirit did want me to talk about with this Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles here. Some of you are in connections with other individuals, all right? Maybe you have a roommate or you have a spouse, a partner, or even a parent or a child figure that you live close with. And Spirit's saying that there needs to be conversations around the actual aspect of physical finances and how you're going to make it work on a physical level while you're shifting away from this line of work or from this job and waiting for the new thing to come in, waiting for that next thing to come in, okay? Okay, yeah, let's see what this is. Six of Swords. How can we calm the worry? Six of Swords and High Priestess. All right, Spirit's saying to go for it. They're saying you want to calm the worry, you have to listen to what your intuition is guiding you towards. Six of Swords is all about moving away from the things, the energy that causes you pain, that causes you frustration, that doesn't let you do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And the High Priestess is all about intuition, seeing things from a grander perspective, knowing that you have the skills, the resources, the talents, the intelligence, the capability to make it work, but you aren't going to know that until you walk away from the things that aren't allowing you to see the truth of that. And it's going to require a leap of faith, yes. But for those of you who chose pile 1, I feel that you are at your edge. You are at the edge and you're ready to leap off into these new spaces, these new horizons that have just been knocking on your door, that have been pushing you closer and closer and closer to the cliff, ready to get on the boat and sail away to the new spaces, to the new path that is calling you forward. All right, love. So pile 1, this is very much about you. Very much about you making the decisions and the choices for yourself to align with something that will be more fulfilling to you in the long run. It may be a little bit more challenging, like we said, mentally and emotionally, for you to get started with this path, because you're walking away from something that's very comfortable, that you've been allowed to be very much on autopilot with. But you're walking away from that energy and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and that in itself is going to have a learning curve to it. But once you allow yourself to walk away from it and you are rolling with the punches of your intuition is going to start lighting up like left and right and guiding the way for you, that it's going to feel effortless. It's going to feel comfortable. It's going to feel like it's on autopilot. The only thing is you're not going to be doing the same thing day in and day out. You're going to be being guided from your intuition and the response of, the actions you take based on what your intuition guides you towards. And then the response, the effect of what it is that you do, that cause and effect energy is going to come through, and it will keep guiding you along the path to what's next. Like you'll try something, oh, that didn't work, well, we'll try this. Oh, that did work, okay, we'll keep going with that. Okay, let's see if we can make this a little better by doing this. And you'll just keep rolling with the punches of that energy. But you have to take the leap away from what's keeping you in that space of comfortability, not allowing you to grow, not allowing you to expand and to flourish in the ways that you're really feeling called to expand and flourish. Okay, here comes Kitty to say hello. We're doing reading, sir. I don't know if you can see his paws. Yep, there he is. Thank you for your blessings. Okay, 2 of Cups. We'll talk about that, baby. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Kitty wanted to come into the reading space today. All right, sorry about that brief interruption there, my loves. All right, but he did put his paw on 2 of Cups, so let's get a little more guidance on that. Oh, okay, so Spirit was also saying, let's not forget your support systems. Okay, so because you have the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups here, I'm seeing that not only do you have that sense of comfortability and support in your work environment that you're leaving behind or that you've already left behind, but you also have that sense of support in your home life as well. 10 of Pentacles is all about home life, family life, like we talked about, and 2 of Cups is about partnership, relationship with somebody very, very close to you. And so even though we shared about communicating with this other individual, Spirit's also assuring you that it's okay to lean on another individual for temporary support while you're figuring things out in this new creative pursuit that you're pursuing, or this new thing that you're expanding on and creating when it comes to this career path, this industry that you're a part of, okay? We also have 8 of Pentacles, which is the work card. This is the energy of get to work. And so you already know what it is that you want to be pursuing, what you're feeling intuitively called to pursue and to create, and Spirit's saying to go for it. The ball is in your hands. You just have to throw it. You just have to start working towards it. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards now. So let's see, we're going to pull some tea leaf cards Mr. Kitty's over here just causing chaos in your reading, my loves. All right, so we have Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Yeah, that's that Ten of Swords energy. We also have Wind Chimes, peace and harmony. All right, we've got a timing card. All right. We want timing here. All right, so let's see what else. We have Purse. Pay attention to your finances. Oh, okay. There's so many messages coming up with these that I almost like keep forgetting to share them. And then Spirit keeps bringing me around to them. All right, Dolphin. Financial gain. Usually coming from something you did in the past. And we have Firecracker with excitement and fire with strong emotion, passionate love or hate. So we're going to leave this timing card to the side for now. We're going to keep it a secret till closer to the end of the reading. All right, so what's going on here? Okay, so the Forest card. This is talking about that energy where your mind can feel a little bit muddled. It can feel a little bit unsure because you are deciding to walk away from a sense of mental safety, but it doesn't feel mentally stimulating. And so this can cause you to get into that energy of really like overthinking, not being able to see things clearly. And once you walk away from what's creating that energy, it's going to allow you to see things much more clearly, because it's almost like because you'll have no choice. You'll have no choice but to rely on yourself and your own creative intelligence and pursuits and exertion to get yourself where you're trying to get to, okay? And once you allow yourself to do that, this energy of peace and harmony, familial support, abundant support is going to flood in, all right? Okay, so with the Purse card here, Spirit was reminding me with the Ten of Pentacles here too. I feel that some of you have a savings, like you've got a good chunk of change when it comes to a sense of savings, financial savings. And so Spirit's saying to just be mindful of becoming too reliant on your savings. They're saying that you may have to initially, because for a lot of you, I'm seeing that this shift away from your previous job line of work may not have been your choice. It may be something that's already been taken from you. And it's not something that you necessarily chose to walk away from, but you do have a lot of mental and emotional attachments connected to that line of work, and you wish in some way that you could return because of that comfortability, familiarity. But again, you're not going back into those spaces. We're moving forward, and this is happening to get you to wake up to the truth of your creative powers and your ability to utilize the resources that you have been gifted physically, mentally, and emotionally. You're very intelligent, and you haven't been given the ability to prove that sense of creative intelligence that you have curated and been gifted simultaneously to anyone, because this previous line of work that you were in would not allow you to. They wouldn't give you the permission to do it, and now no one has to give you that permission except for you. And so you get to try something new. You get to try something that you're very passionate about, that you're very excited about, that you've been excited about in the past. It's just somebody came in and they put that flame out. They told you, no, we're not going to get excited about that because it's going to take too much this, too much that, blah, 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 blah. We don't care anymore, because now you're on your own and you get to try it for yourself, and you get to go out there and share this this invention, this idea, this system with other people who do want to hear from you, who do want to see what it is that you've created, and they want to pay you for it. All right, they want to pay you for it because you have the person, you have the dolphin here speaking about financial gain. You're going to, I'm getting this message that once you allow yourself to pursue this, this thing that you're meant to create, and you start working at it every single day, and then once you have that final product or it's finally done, I almost feel like you're going to go back to that job, that business, that company that lets you go, and you're going to sell it to them. You're going to be like, hey, you told me I couldn't create this. Well, look, I did create it. Do you want to buy it from me? And they might want to buy it from you. So that's really the energy. It's almost like this comeback energy. Come back to your own powers, to your own passions, to your own intelligence, because in some way you feel that it was taken away from you through something that was quite literally taken away from you on a physical level, but now you're getting it all back and you're seeing that nothing was ever taken away from you. It was more so like you were giving it away in some sense. And so now you're coming back to that and you're receiving it all back. You're tapping back into that creative intelligence, that creative power and prowess, and then you'll get to make a comeback to the space that let you go, let it all go, took advantage of you, didn't return to you what you were giving to it, and you'll get to actually get something worthwhile out of it. For some of you, okay, that is for some of you. Not everybody's going to want to go back. There could be some animosity there, but I am seeing that for quite a bit of you. It's like you're going to create something, and you may not even like go back to the company. Like you may build something that's so lucrative that in a couple years time you just find out through like the systems you've set up that they bought it through like your website or through an app, and you had no idea that they were even using that, and they have no idea that you were the one that created it. So cool. Really cool energy here for pile 1. Okay, so we're pulling some new oracle cards here. We have lavender, tranquility, kindness with self-care. And let's get one more. Okay. And we have basil, prosperity, luck, and love. Yes. Okay, so Spirit's also saying there's no rush to get started, all right, because you do have this sense of physical familial support. You have a little bit of financial savings in the bank, so there is no rush to get started with this creative pursuit, this creative endeavor that you're feeling called to bring to life. You can take a little bit of time to kind of sort things out in your mental space and your emotional processing, and to just come back to yourself. Okay, so it really wants you to take time returning to yourself, because remember, you've been in this energy of autopilot, doing the same thing every day, also being told what to do, having a task list on what to do, and now things are kind of up in the air, and you have all this time, you have all this space, you've got all the money, all the friendships, all the family supporting you. So it's okay if you want to just have a little bit of fun, take a little bit of time for some self-care, almost like taking a short little mental reset, mental break. Look at this as a mental vacation where you get to just take some time off, come back in connection to your physical body and to your intuition. And through that process, through that time, you will be guided to the energy, to the ideas, to the pursuits that will generate the money, that will generate the love, that will generate the productivity that you're seeking to experience and pursue in this next path of your career and your work interest. All right, so let's go ahead and pull 2 more cards. Let's see where we're at. All right, yeah, so let's pull 2 more cards. So this is actually a new to me deck, and I am so in love with it. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. All right, so you have Venus in Aries with lust, number 1. And we also have negotiation with Jupiter in Libra. All right, so what I'm getting here is a warning, a bit of a cautionary. Some of you are almost feeling called to return. Okay, you have this inkling that you want to return to what has been taken from you, what you've left behind. Oh, you know what? We better cover this up because YouTube hates the human body. Oh my gosh, both of these. All right, both of these. All right, let's cover these up. All right, so what was I sharing? Okay, yes. So some of you may be feeling called to return to this past job, this past line of work, the job that let you go, the job that you walked away from. There's like this lingering energy of wanting to return to it because you found so much comfort in it, you found so much familiarity in it. And so you were constantly going into your mind thinking, it'd just be easier if I return to that space because I know what to do, I know how to do it, I know it's going to get me a paycheck day in and day out. Okay, but with this energy of lust here, and negotiation, it's almost like it's just going to be a renegotiation of you forsaking what it is that you are actually feeling called to pursue and what's actually going to provide you with this energy of peace, with this energy of abundance, with this energy of love and support. You also have to think about the fact that you already know what you're going to get in return mentally and energetically from that job, which is the lack of familial support, the lack of mental understanding and meeting you at your line of intelligence and allowing you to grow and expand in your line of intelligence. And so you also have to remember that, remind yourself of that when you're thinking of returning to this space, wanting to renegotiate your contract or your job or just return to what it once was. You also have to remind yourself where it was lacking and where it was not allowing you to grow and to pursue your own creative pursuits and your own ideas and intelligence, and where you were not being listened to, where you were not being received and heard. All right, loves. So let's go ahead and see your last card. Okay, so we have February here. February. Okay, so I know February can seem like a long ways off, but we have to remember that you are leaving something behind where you felt extremely comfortable and you knew what was coming, and you're taking time to reprocess and come back to yourself and re-find yourself and re-find and reconnect with your creative energy. It has been such a long time since you've been able to access and actually pursue paths of your personal creativity and your passions that it is going to take a learning edge for you to get back to it and to be fully immersed in it, and to also work through those mental blocks of when you are told, no, you can't do that, no, you shouldn't do that, no, you shouldn't do that, because you took on those conditioned beliefs or the acceptance that somebody outside of you had to give you permission. And so you're going to have to work through that energy of conditioned belief and thinking that you have to get permission from somebody else outside of you to do these things. And that can take time. But if we think about it in terms of how long you've been allowing that to happen, and from now, when I'm filming this in July all the way to February, that's just 6-7 months. That's actually a very short amount of time. And so you've got this, my loves. Pile 1, if you chose pile 1, you've got this. You are on the path of being able to pursue and create new experience. Here comes Mr. Kitty again. He has a lot to say in your reading, or he's just thinks he's starving here. Thank you, sir. We are doing readings. All right. Oh, okay. All right. So you are meant to be aligning with something where you're exerting your own intelligence and sharing your creative ideas, inspirations, systems, and thoughts, and actually, pursuing them, creating them, and sharing them with others, okay? But it will take some time for you to get there and to create something that has like a strong, solid foundation that can be supportive and that can generate all that you're hoping to generate and receive from it. All right, so come February, you'll have a deeper sense of knowing and why you had to walk away from this previous job, or why this job was removed from your life. You'll have worked on these mental blocks that are feeling overwhelming, where you're overthinking a little bit, which way's up, which way's down, not sure. and you'll be fully immersed in pursuing this creative path of yours that you're feeling called to, that your intuition is calling you towards pursuing and aligning with. And you will still, of course, and along the journey, have that sense of familial and financial and physical support surrounding you. Okay, so it's not a bad thing. It's just going to take some time, my loves. All right, but you're going to get there. I feel like you're on a really beautiful journey to making your comeback, coming back to yourself, finding yourself, and reconnecting with your creative gifts, talents, and intelligence. And I'm really excited for you, my loves. All right, love. So this is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for dealing with the interruptions from Mr. Kitty. He usually does not make an appearance in that way. Usually he's just meowing back here, but we think it's cute, right? I hope you think it's cute. Let me know if you found it cute or annoying. You won't bother us either way. All right, loves, but thank you so much once again. We really appreciate you being here and allowing me to deliver these messages of guidance for you at this time. Thank you so much once again. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, bye. Hello, loves. Welcome into those of you who chose pile 2. If you chose pile 2, you selected this beautiful Queen of Stones bear. But we are actually going to be shuffling the Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles into the deck today. And we are just going to get started and jump right in. So for your reading today, love, we are tapping in to see what messages of guidance you need to receive around when you are going to receive your dream job, or just get some insight guidance on what it is you need to know around your next step when it comes to your career path, your job, your line of work, or your business. All right, so if you have any questions or specific intentions that you'd like to set to receive guidance on during this reading, go ahead and take a moment now and set those intentions with yourself, and trust that you will receive the guidance exactly when you're meant to. All right, so we have 5 of Stones with Endurance popping out of the deck first. Now let's get all your tarot cards, and then we will get into your messages. Alright, so let's see. I also want to preface your reading by saying Mr. Kitty was very active in pile 1's reading, so he might make an appearance, or he might shout some words during this reading. So my apologies ahead of time if he tries to jump on the cards as he did in pile 1. All right, love. So let's get into your reading. So we've got 5 of Stones with Endurance. We have 17, the Pole Star. All right, we've got the Star. We have 4 of Stones with Protection. We have 20, the Great Bear. All right. And we have 8, the Stag. Strength and Judgment. All right. So we've got Strength and Judgment here. And the Star, you have a lot of major arcana here. All right, so what I'm seeing here is whatever it is you're going through in career and work right now, it is definitely connected to some type of dream of yours, and it's something that is requiring you to remain dedicated and to push through whatever it is that you're going through. But you also have this 4 of Stones here offering you with this knowledge that you are safe and you are protected as you progress along this journey. And Spirit's coming in and they're saying that right now, like, so where you're at right now in your journey when it comes to your career path, you may feel as though you are not making a lot of progress on this path. You just feel as though you keep putting forth effort, you keep trying new things, or you keep trying the same thing, and you're just not getting the results that you're wanting to get. You're not getting the results that you're desiring to get. But with the 4 of Stones and the Star here, and the Judgment card and the Strength card here, Spirit is assuring you that you are on your way. You are making progress on this journey. What you're working towards and how you're working towards it, though, it is not something that you're going to see with a sense of overnight success. It will when you get to that point, but where you're at on this journey right now is like you're in the thick of it. You're in the dirt, you're in the mud, you're in the soil. You're having to trudge through the dirt, having to get muddy, having to get your hands dirty, having to create and produce and try different things, continue trying the same thing to just see what works, because you're also in this process of learning and developing your skills, developing your wisdom, developing your knowledge. I see here whatever path you're on. Okay, so for some of you, you could be working in a like a designated career path where you're like you have this full path laid out for you, or you're pursuing some type of business of your own, you're an entrepreneur, or even like you're an artist of some sort and you're pursuing a path where you are what's the word, like producing your art, trying to put your art out there. Okay, but no matter which path you're on, I feel that you are very young in this path. You yourself may not be young in terms of your age, but your connection to this path, you are very young in it, no matter where you're at. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, I have been on my spiritual journey for over 10 years now, but I have been actively in a spiritual, like pursuing a spiritual business for 7 to 8 years now, and I still feel very young in this path. I am nowhere near where I wanted to be in my path, and it's something I question every single day. You know, where am I going? Where am I going to be? What am I doing on this path? But no matter what, even when I think about those things, I think even though I've been on this path for 7 to 8 years, I am very young in this path, and I'm very young in my years as well, even though to younger people, of course, they think I'm older. But I know that when it comes to the spiritual shamanic path, we don't reach our peak until we are in our 50s and 60s generally. So we have to be on this path for 20, 30, 40 plus years before we actually reach the peak of that wisdom and that truth and that knowledge and that ability that they're working towards to receive. And I just know that. I know that, but it can be hard to embody, okay? And so you're at that point where you're very young in your path, in your career path, and it can be very challenging to come into that acceptance and to acknowledge it and fully embrace it when you're constantly looking at people who, you know, maybe they're the same age as you, but they seem on the surface to be more advanced than you. Or you're looking at people who are older than you, your elders, who have more success in their journey because they have a lot more time and dedication that they put into this path, okay? And so everybody is on their own unique path. They're on their own unique journey, even within the niche industry that you're in, or whatever it is that you're trying to curate or pursue in this line of work. But I just feel that you are very young on this path, and you have a lot that you are learning and a lot that you're working through and towards, and Spirit is telling you to keep going. Do not give up, and do not get hung up on that energy of thinking you're too young, thinking you're too old, thinking others have it made better than you. You know, XYZ. Get all of that out of your head and bring your focus back to your why. Why are you pursuing this path, and what are you hoping to receive from it? And not just, you know, finances, clients, money. You know, what are you generally hoping to receive on a soul level from you pursuing this path? Why does it light you up? Why does it bring you joy? Why is it important to you? Why is it important to the world? And just remember that, and that will help you to keep going, to keep moving forward, all right? So this is something that you're going to have to stick with even when it's challenging, and it seems like it is a bit challenging right now. You're going through this slimy tunnel of growth, but you're going to get there. You're going to get through this. So keep moving forward, keep moving through it, and keep reminding yourself why you're doing this. And get off social media. All right, Spirit saying get off social media. Stop comparing yourself to others who are on this path, who you think have been on this path longer than you, who are wiser than you. All right, we have Vase there with Secret Admirer. Yeah, just stop the comparison game. Get off social media and get into your own flow. Get into your own creative strength, your own creative prowess. You know, learn from the people you want to learn from, but know that, you know, they probably have years on you, okay? And it's okay to learn from them, but don't compare to them. All right, so let's get one more tea leaf. There we go. All right, so we have your time card here. We're going to leave that for the end, but we have Vase with Secret Admirer. We have Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. And then we have Owl, good advice from a wise person. Broken Ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Mountain, major challenge to overcome. And Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Okay, so I feel that your tea leaf cards are sort of just confirming what we talked about. Okay, there are elders around you. There are leaders around you in this industry, in this career path that you can learn from. Okay, each of your tarot cards, actually, they all have one individual being on them. And so Spirit's also coming in and they're saying this is not a path that you have to pursue on your own. Yes, we want you to get away from the comparison trap, but if you're just like scrolling and comparing without reaching out and connecting with these individuals that you want to be like or that you want to learn from, you're not going to get anywhere except for in that you know, mental void of lack and inability to grow and to flourish and to prosper on your own. And so if you find yourself scrolling, comparing, Spirit's saying to do one of two things. One, either completely stop that, get off social media, stop the scrolling, or two, reach out to that person that you keep comparing yourself to and ask them if they are offering a mentorship. Ask them if you can start a line of open communication because you're interested in learning from them, or, you know, just wanting to talk about whatever it is that you're both interested in. All right. On the other side of this, if you're not, you know, you're not doing something that's connected with social media, maybe you're just, you know, you're working at your job, working on your career path, like corporate work or something like that. Maybe you're in school, you're in college, and you have a professor or a teacher or a manager, somebody who's in a position of power that you want to be in eventually in the long run, like a level that you're working up to, a promotion that you're wanting to work up to. Instead of getting upset that they're that one in that position, reach out to them and ask them if you can shadow them, if they can help guide you, help give you instruction on how they got to where they are and how you can do that for yourself. People want to share their knowledge. They want to share their wisdom. And this is how you're going to advance. This is how you're going to grow upon this path. This is how you're also going to create lines of networking and connection with other people who can then hopefully eventually, you know, set you up with other people that can help you to grow and expand in your line of business as well, and just create connections that you may not know in this moment that you will need later on down the line as well. Okay. All right, so let's see what else is coming through here, because I feel like we have Mountain and Grasshopper here, which is sort of just affirming that right now you're going through a tough time and you just need to push through it. You just need to keep going. Your prayers have been heard. What you're trying to manifest has been received. There could just be an element of timing at play here, waiting for things to kind of fall into play. There's also like this ebb and flow energy. So for some of you, maybe you're feeling really down right now. Your energy's been a little bit lower than normal. when it comes specifically to your career and business, like, I feel this is like a very business oriented reading. So if you chose pile 2, it's very likely that you have your own business. If you chose pile 2 and you don't have your own business, so that's okay. This can also be applied to a career or a job where you're working for others or for a company. This could also be about freelance work too, Spirit's saying. But in relation to like business and freelance work, entrepreneurship, I am feeling that, there's like this ebb and flow energy coming in here. And lately things have most likely felt as though they're more on the ebb side, where things are just really slow. Maybe you're not generating as much clientele, you're not generating as much income as you'd like, or you keep trying to like launch something or release a product, I'm seeing like digital products or release your services, and nothing's like really biting. And so Spirit's saying that this could be a means of protection, a means of balance from when things are going to rise, and you're gonna be more in that flowing energy of actually receiving what it is that you're wanting to receive from these launches, from these product releases and things like that. But I do feel that there is a protection that's kind of being cast over this energy right now, things that you can't quite see. It doesn't mean that you have to give up on what it is that you're trying to release, what it is that you're trying to put out there, what it is that you're trying to grow within, but there's something deeper beneath the surface that you can't quite yet see that's going to come up for you in the next couple weeks to couple months. This could be something that's connected to a personal life, something not connected to work and business, where if you were to like sell out of this thing or book out this course that you've created, if you were to sell out of it and you have to deal with this in the next month or two, and then a life situation happens in the next month or two, you're going to be spreading yourself too thin, because you'll have to be dealing with this launch, all the abundance that was generated from it, but then you have this family life situation that you weren't expecting to deal with. So it's something along those lines. It may not be specifically that example that I gave, but there's just like a protection of something that you don't see coming yet that is preventing you from being able to receive the exact results of what it is that you're wanting to receive at this time now. And then on the other side of it, there's just a timing element. It may just not be the right time right now. Spirit's bringing up, we are in retrograde season right now. Mercury's retrograde in the sign of Cancer. We also have Neptune retrograde in Aries coming up this week. And then we have Saturn going retrograde in Aries at the end of the month. And so this can kind of slow things down, specifically Mercury retrograde. And so things may just be slowing down because there are deeper things that you're needing to look at within yourself in relation to your business or to your line of work. Maybe there are some things that you're committing your time and energy to when it comes to your business, when it comes to your job, that just don't fulfill you, that don't allow you to feel protected, that don't allow you to feel heard, that don't allow you to feel love, that don't allow you to feel this energy of being carefree, being heard, being listened to. And so this slowdown in reciprocity from whatever it is you're putting out there and trying to get something in return from, this slowdown of that is because there's a deeper truth here that you're needing to access and acknowledge from within yourself around why is this actually not happening? And it's because there's some kind of block internally that's preventing this from happening. It could be connected to a belief in yourself. Maybe there are some worthiness wounds that you're needing to work through. Maybe this is something that you don't actually want to be doing and you're just doing it just because it's easy, because it's something that's familiar, it's something that you're used to. I don't think that's fully it with the Star card here. This is something that you do want to be pursuing in some way, but maybe how you're pursuing it is not really in alignment with your intuition, and you're needing to reassess that and reflect on that and kind of shift the avenues that you're taking to pursue this dream and to make this come to manifestation, make this happen for you, okay? Okay, but I am seeing with the Mountain card, Grasshopper, and all your tarot cards are really positive here. It's just showing that you're going through a challenging time right now. I am seeing that this is something that you will be able to overcome eventually. There's just a timing element at play here. Also, get some guidance, advice from your elders, from your mentors, from your teachers, your professors. Ask them what to do when you're in a situation like the one that you're in. Open up to them about what it is that you're going through. You don't have to feel ashamed of this energy. You don't have to feel down about this setback. It's natural to feel down about it, but you don't have to feel ashamed about it, is what Spirit's saying. You don't have to feel shame around it. You can allow yourself to open up about what it is that you're going through, and in return, you will receive advice or guidance on what to do about this moving forward. But Spirit is really saying to kind of just wait it out, keep pushing forward, keep pushing through in the ways that you're feeling called to, okay? Because we have like this kind of counteracting energy here, which makes sense with the Grasshopper here, where it's like, yes, keep pushing through, keep pushing forward, don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your dream. But when things aren't working, when they're not persisting where you're persisting, that's a sign to slow down, reflect, and reassess, and maybe try a different avenue, try a different path, which is very Neptune retrograde in Aries coded. It's actually the it's kind of like the entire guidance that I wrote on my Substack about Neptune retrograde in Aries. So I will link that in the description down below if you want to check that out. Neptune retrograde in Aries may have a big effect on you if you chose pile 2, where it's definitely going to be teaching you lessons of patience and listening to your intuition, working with your intuition, and that energy of impulsivity and persistence versus slowing down and surrendering and giving into this energy of patience and trusting in timing. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and pull your next oracle cards from the Green Witches Oracle deck. So what does pile 2 need to know from this deck here? Oh, we have 2 there. All right, so we have hearth, safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. And then we have cup of tea, patience, patience, and reassessment. No way. Okay, confirmation there. Yeah, so when things aren't working out, that is your sign to slow down, go home, and make a cup of tea. Just stop trying. Stop trying to force it where it's not wanting to be forced. And let the answers come to you naturally, all right? If you are continually pushing through with this means of force and it's not giving, it's not working, just take a break. Just give it a rest. You can try again tomorrow. All right, you can try again after you've taken a rest. You've got a fresh perspective on the situation, and then you can return to it and try again. Try something new, try something different, okay? All right, so I'm actually really drawn. We have like a little black cat here in the fire pit. Oh, 2 black cats. Oh, 3. Okay, we just keep seeing them. So look at that. So when you take a closer look, when you zoom in and you take a closer look at the situation for what it is, things will kind of start popping out at you and revealing themselves to you, okay? So where things aren't working out, there's this need to sort of like zoom out and look at the bigger picture, but as you zoom out, you'll be drawn to like specific areas in the picture. So it's like I wanted to look at the hearth card, and then I was zoomed in to look at this little cat here, and then I was like, oh, another one, another one, another one. And so you'll kind of do that if you allow yourself to surrender to this energy of rest and reflection. You kind of zoom out, just refocus your energy on something else, and then when you come back to it, look at it from a fresh perspective. Look at it as though you're looking at this experience, this launch, this product for the first time. What you're doing, marketing wise, what you're doing work wise, system wise, organizational wise, whatever it is that you're working on. Look at it as though you're teaching someone it for the first time, and then you'll be drawn to specific parts of it that will start to reveal certain pieces of the puzzle that you'll need to zone in on and curate a little bit better, reflect on, reassess, redistribute, and whatnot, okay? So when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling like the challenges are not being overcome with the solutions that you're putting forth, take a break. Take a break. Go make a cup of tea. Go make a cup of coffee. Go for a long walk. Take a little nap. and then return to it later with a fresh perspective, new eyes, and this ability to kind of look at, you know, where things aren't working, where they're not flowing, and why they're not flowing. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and pull 2 more oracle cards before we close out your reading with your timing card reveal. So this deck is new to me. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and I really love this deck. So I felt like we should pull it out today. You actually have 3 cards coming out for you. So you have 11 with Mars in Aquarius. And then we have the Sun in Gemini with versatility. And we've got Mercury in Virgo. Yes, okay. I think that's Virgo. Scorpio and Virgo always get me confused because they're basically the same. Alright, but we've got caution and versatility and rebellion. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, so you keep embodying this energy of like wanting to rebel, wanting to fight the system, wanting to fight what's not working. All right, but Spirit's saying have caution. How can you be a little bit versatile in this? How can you be flexible? You're so hung up on like things have always worked this way, or you know, they work this way for this person, but you are not that person, and you are not existing in the same time that that person may have existed in, or when that worked for them. Things are different, things are always changing, and you are different. You have a different makeup, you have a different way of doing things, you have a different way of connecting with this passion, with this business, with this product, with this job. So things are not going to work out the same way for you as they may work for other individuals. And this may actually be something that some of you are needing to voice to others. So if you're resonating more with this guidance being about a job where you work for somebody else or you work for a company, and you keep hitting a wall with this energy of frustration and wanting to rebel against the ways of your boss or your management system, it could be because the way that they do things just does not work for you. You know, everybody works in a different way, and everybody learns in a different way, whether our societal system wants to believe that or not. Okay, that's why we have different classes in our public school system. We have special ed classes, we have gifted, talented classes, honor classes, AP class. We have so many different levels of learning things, and so many different techniques and ways of learning things, even within those special you know, niche classes as well. Okay, we've got like presentations, speeches, writing, reading, so many different ways of learning and embodying knowledge and exerting knowledge as well. Okay, and so there may be this means of frustration, wanting to rebel because the way that things are being done just does not vibe with you. It's not something that you can get on board with because it's just not how you operate. It's like, sure, you can try it, you can do it, but you're not going to flow as effortlessly as you would flow if you listen to your intuition and kind of, you know, got a little creative, allowed yourself this sense of flexibility to try things in a different way. And it may not just be about you either. It could also just be about the system itself. Like maybe you're receiving an idea or insight on how to better work this system or this project that you're working on, but you're unable to see it if you're a little bit too close to it and not allowing yourself to take breaks from it and really, you know, pull away from it so that when you return to it, you can reassess and reflect on what would actually make this work better, what would actually make this ebb start to flow. All right, so overall, pile 2, there is this need for reassessment and reflection when you're hitting a wall, when you're coming up on obstacles and challenges within your business or within your job. All right, love, so let's see what your timing is for when you're going to get your dream job or when things are going to start coming in for you. So we have January. Okay, I know, loves, I know this seems a little bit far off, but for you specifically, because this reading felt more business oriented, entrepreneurship oriented, I can't talk at the end of your reading, oriented, I do feel that things are going to really start turning around come the month of January. This is when you'll start to see a return on investment. This is when you'll start to feel more secure and stable in the path that you're on. This is when you'll be out of this energy of feeling really lonely, feeling unintelligent in what you're doing. This is when you'll start to feel as though you just know what you're doing and you've got it. Like, you're in the flow. You know when to slow down. You know when to move forward. You have the wisdom. You have the skills. You've got the mentorship. You're going to know when to reach out to them versus when you don't need them. You're going to have the connections that you need come January. Oh, that's what I was going to say that too. Come January is when you'll start to feel more stable and solid in this path, this career path as well. And you won't feel so young, as we said at the beginning of your reading. You won't feel so young in this career path. You'll feel more like a bit of an elder or somebody who has knowledge and skills. And maybe you'll even start to advise, other newbies who are starting to come into this path as well. Maybe you'll be teaching, stepping into a teacher role, a mentorship role, a coaching role, or just, maybe your business is flourishing so much that you're going to have to hire like an assistant or an apprentice or, fulfillment centers and things like that. And so you'll have to teach others how to do the things that you're doing within your business now and in the future months that are to come. All right, loves, but that is it for your reading today. And we heard Mr. Kitty sounding off about it. He's ready for his meal. All right, loves, but I thank you so much for tuning in and receiving these messages of guidance. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below letting me know what resonated with you from this reading. I love to hear from you all in the comments. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed day. Until next time, bye, love. Hello, loves. Welcome into those of you who chose pile 3. If you chose pile 3, you selected the Queen of Pentacles from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. And I'll read this to you. So she says, there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. All right, we love that. But we are actually going to be shuffling the Queen of Pentacles into the deck today, and we're just going to dive right in. So for your reading today, love, we are tapping in to see, when will you receive your dream job? When will you align with that dream job, dream career path, or business? So we are setting the intention to receive any insight or guidance around your career path, anything you need to know. And this could apply to career, a job, or business, entrepreneurship, or freelancing, or artistry, anything. All right, so if you have any questions or intentions that you would like to set around your career or job, go ahead and take a moment now to set those intentions and trust that you'll receive the guidance exactly when you're meant to. All right, I am actually feeling quite lightheaded, like it just came over me. So there is like this airy energy coming in here. So you may be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or there's some floating going on here. There's some daydreaming, not getting things done. We're daydreaming here. All right, so let's see what this is about. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. Sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. Yeah, this is like the energy I'm feeling. The Eight of Pentacles is all about putting in the work, getting it done, putting in the effort. And that caption is like the energy I'm feeling, where you're just like floating around, manifesting, praying, waiting for someone else to come and do that work for you. But let's see what else is coming up here. So we have Knight of Wands. Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little, okay? We also have Ten of Swords. Hurt people, and hurt witches, hurt witches. All right, and we also have 11 with Justice. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Let's make sure you can see it. Okay, and we have Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. All right, let's make sure we can see all the cards here. So let's see what's going on. This is about career and work. When will you get your dream job? Okay. So I am getting here, I'm almost feeling like detachment. Okay, so I think that's why that air energy was coming in so strongly. I really felt so in my head and just so lightheaded, but it's clearing out, and I think it's because we're getting the answers now. So what's going on with that is there is this sense of detachment. So you have gone through something very challenging, very mentally draining, emotionally draining. It was something just very, very challenging to face and to process on a mental, emotional, and even a little bit physical level. And for some of you, this is definitely going to be connected to career and work. And for others of you, it could be connected to something a little bit more personal, a little bit more close to home, maybe a health concern, a relationship, a struggle, situations with your home life, an emergency family situation, something like that. But no matter what the situation is, whether it's personal or whether it was connected to career and work, it has taken its toll on you. It's something that came in and knocked you off your feet and really, it puts you down. It really puts you down. It really hits you hard. And I do feel that this has happened some time ago, like some sense of time has passed since this situation has happened. And Spirit's saying that they understand the toll that this experience has taken on you, but we can no longer allow it to be an excuse. It's something that we have to take responsibility for in bringing a deeper sense of healing and awareness to. Okay, and so Spirit is saying it's time to face what you're not wanting to face of this situation. And so this is a career-focused reading, a job-focused reading. So we are going to focus on that aspect of it. But I will say, if this is a more personal situation, my heart goes out to you. I myself have gone through a number of personal situations that have just put me on my ass and taken me out of the game. And it is really hard to come back from those experiences. But we do have to go through the tunnel of facing the hard emotions that come through those personal life experiences. And even if it is career-based as well, we have to go through those shadows. We have to work through them to be able to return to the light and get back to what it is that we're trying to get back to within ourselves and externally as well. Okay, we want to get back to, feeling that sense of control over ourselves and feeling connected to ourselves and the world around us. And so it is possible, but it will require you to take responsibility for your own healing to get back there. Okay. And so with that being said, Spirit is saying it is time for you to take that sense of responsibility. And now we're going to shift to the career portion. And so Spirit is saying it's time to take that responsibility through getting back in the game, through physical movement. Okay, so there may be some mental and emotional things that you're still needing to process and work through. But what you've been doing up to this point to process them, it is enough. And so now it's time to shift into a more physical, action-oriented state or stasis of, helping you to shift that emotional and mental energy. Okay, so sort of like if you've been in this process of just reflecting on it, processing it, crying, getting angry, addressing this with the people that are involved, not addressing it with the people that are involved, keeping your distance, just being detached from the situation overall, whatever it is you're doing to allow yourself to process this energy, it has served its time, and now it's time to get into physical movement through actually doing the work. So Spirit is coming in, and they're offering this guidance that's not really connected to career, but one way is through exercise. So some of you may be needing to develop a exercise routine, and it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. It can be something as simple as going on a walk 30 minutes to an hour a day. Yes, that can seem like a lot to start, but Spirit is saying 30 minutes to an hour a day. And then, adding in some other types of movements, maybe light strength training, yoga, Pilates, just doing some jumping jacks, doing some push-ups, pull-ups, whatever you can with what you have in the moment, just doing some form of movement with your body, and that will be enough. Dancing, okay, just jumping up and down, maybe you have a jump rope in your garage, get that jump rope out, do some jump ropes, fun jump rope exercises. Maybe you have a bike, go for a bike ride, take the bike out. Anything to get you moving. All right, we want to get out of that energy of just allowing our body to process and release those mental and emotional blocks, and we want to get into a form of physical movement. Okay, now coming back to career. So Spirit is saying it's time to take action on getting the ball rolling with your career. So if you have recently lost a job or left a job, and I'm feeling, if you are drawn to this reading, the way you left that job or lost that job, it was disruptive. It was not something you were expecting. It was not something that you felt was justified. All right, you don't understand why you lost the job. Maybe they didn't give you a reason. Maybe it just made no sense. Maybe they were just doing layoffs and you were just one of the people that was affected by it, even though you were a great asset to the company. You're very prestigious, very intelligent in your work and in your efforts and what you bring to the table, and you know that. And maybe you also had deep bonds, connections with the individuals that you were working with as well. You love the work environment that you were working in. It was just like the perfect job, and it seems like the way that this job was taken from you, or the way that you chose to leave this job, it happened in a disruptive way. Maybe there was something shady going on and you could no longer stand for it, and so you just up and left the company, which maybe means you had to leave without getting severance pay, and now you're struggling with coming to terms with that while still trying to process the mental and emotional aspect of having lost this job altogether, because even though there could have been something shady going on, maybe you had great bonds with the people you were working with, or you just really enjoyed the work that you were doing. Maybe the work that you were doing is something that you're really passionate about, and maybe other people relied on you to do this job, but because of other aspects of the job, you just had to up and leave. Okay, it could be 1,000 examples, 1,000 what ifs and reasons why. But at the end of the day, at the end of this reading, what Spirit's saying is the way this separation from your previous line of work happened was deeply disruptive. And so that's why it's taken you a minute to find your flow and to get back into a state of physical stasis, of physical movement. And so aside from the exercise guidance that we got, Spirit's saying it's time to start working again. It's time to start putting yourself out there. I am seeing here for some of you specific guidance. If you did have to leave a job because of something that was shady going on, there could be some means of legal action that you're having to work through and process through right now. Maybe you are filing claims, or claims are being filed against you, and this is something that you're going to have to work through, that you're going to have to take time documenting or finding the documentation. It's just going to be a whole process, okay? And it's okay that you have to do this, especially if it's for your best interest and your rights, and also the rights of others that are involved in the situation. It will be strenuous, it will be mentally taxing, it will be emotionally taxing, but I am seeing, especially with the Page of Pentacles here, the Eight of Pentacles, if you put in the work, you do your due diligence, you listen to your lawyers, you listen to your attorneys and what it is they're telling you to do, and to keep things in order, keep things in check, you will come out on the winning side of the situation, okay? in terms of the legalities. Mentally and emotionally, you're going to have to work through that energy, but you're not going to be able to work through it by just sitting around doing nothing. That's why we have the Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles here, asking you to get up and to get your body into a state of flow, into a state of movement. Somatic movement's also coming up. Somatic exercise is a great practice for helping you to release stored energy that you can't process on a mental level. So that may also be something that you're wanting to look into. Pilates and yoga can also do the same thing. Any form of exercise can help you release any of those stored traumas, but somatic exercise specifically helps to release those stored energies. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can bring it back around to work. Spirit keeps taking me out a little bit, but it's because there's some deeper stuff going on here. There's some deeper things that you're working through if you picked pile 3. All right, so let's see if we can bring it around to work. What do they need to know around work specifically? We know there's the legal stuff going on. We know there's the personal stuff going on. All right, what do we need to know about work here? Okay, so Spirit's saying just take it one step at a time. They don't want to overwhelm you with guidance in terms of what's next when it comes to work. And so they're saying to just do what you can in the moment, but to not just do nothing. Okay, you have to start taking those steps, baby steps. We have the Knight and the Page. The Page is the first court card in the line of court cards. It's 11, and the Knight is the next. It's 11 and 12. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about starting the work, starting to put in the time, starting to put in the effort. Like it says here, sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. You're going to have to do this work. Nobody's going to come in and tell you what to do. Nobody's going to come in and make you fill out those applications. Nobody come in and make you make those phone calls. Okay. People really do not call you back for interviews. If you want an interview, you have to endlessly pursue them, put forth the effort, and call them, say, hey, I'm really interested in this job. When can we set up that interview? You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort. You have to be the one calling the shots for determining and asserting what it is that you want. Now, again, we're not losing sight of this heavy energy that you're working through, but take those baby steps. Fill out that application today. Check on it tomorrow. All right, make sure it was submitted. Call on the 3rd day. Make sure they received it. Tell them your name. Tell them why you want the job. Tell them you'd love to come in for an interview. You don't hear back from them in a couple of days, call them again. Say, hey, are you calling people for interviews? I'd love to get on the schedule. All right, go in, show face, connect with people. If you're looking for a job, tell all the people that you meet, say, hey, any jobs lined up? I'd love to get into this line of work. I'd love to do this. Let me know if you're doing this. Okay. The other thing coming through with these cards is these cards can also be very business-oriented, entrepreneurship focused. So there could also be something that you're wanting to do on the side, especially with the Justice card here as well, where there's something that you may be wanting to create yourself. I'm specifically seeing things around like pottery work, just from that Eight of Pentacles, or like carpentry work. Carpentry was coming up for me in the when we were doing the pick a card readings as well. So like refurbishing things, maybe even like working with clothes, like refurbishing clothes. I know that's not the right term, but like when people like, redesigning clothes. Okay, so when people go to like thrift stores or secondhand shops and they buy like quilts and then they turn it into jackets, or they buy scarves and make socks out of them. There's just so many creative things people do with clothes. So maybe you're wanting to repurpose, that's the word, repurpose clothes or fabrics. And then we also have the writing element here with the computer. So maybe you're wanting to write, start a blog, maybe write a book, write poetry, write children's stories. These are things that are going to require you to put forth the effort. Nobody's going to come and write that book for you. Nobody's going to take you to the thrift store and show you which clothes to pick out. You have to be the one to put forth the effort and get going with what it is you're wanting to do, what it is you're wanting to pursue. And I know it's hard because you're feeling so distraught and disoriented from what you've just lost or what you've just left behind, but the only way to allow yourself to re-channel that energy, to transmute that energy, is through physical movement. You've done all that you can do in the sense of just laying in bed, bundled up like a burrito, crying about it, thinking it over, reflecting on what you could have done. You've done all that you can do in calling these people and telling them off. You've done all that. Now it's time to move on to the next thing. Feel what you're feeling while you do it. Feel that begrudging energy of not wanting to do it, but just do it anyway. You will get through this. All right, I know your reading is taking a little longer than the others today, but you've got some strong energy that we're working through here. So thank you for sticking around if you're sticking with me through this. So we're going to pull your tea leaves now. All right, let's get 2 more, and we'll try to get your timing card as well. All right, we'll take those, but let's see if we can get a timing card. There we go. All right, so we'll leave your timing card here for the end. But your tea leaves, needle and thread. Look at that. I was talking about fashion and sewing for like 2 minutes. I couldn't figure out the words. Repurpose. All right, but a sincere wish will be granted. Chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. Turkey. Someone's behaving stupidly. Claw. Be careful. Do not take risks. Flowers. Happiness. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. I think this came out in pile 1. And then broom, new home, new attitude. Okay. Yes, I love these cards for you here, pile 3. All right, so we already know this, okay, with the turkey, the claw. Someone was doing something that just didn't make you feel good at your previous job. It didn't settle with you well, and that's why you're taking a minute to get yourself back together again. There could be some lingering fears that this energy is going to repeat itself, but it's not, especially if you're taking that legal action, feeling called and intuitively guided to take that legal action and justifying the energy of the wrongs that you have been put through and that other people in that company and line of work have also been put through. And the needle and thread is affirming here that this will work out in your favor on paper. All right, I know what you went through. It was not in your favor. It was unjustified. It was not okay. And there were other people involved in this. If this resonates with you, only if this resonates with you, other people involved, it did not do them a justice or a service, and it was shady, it was icky, and so they will also get their justice where it is deserved. Okay, karma's coming back around to reap what those wrongdoers have sown for themselves. All right, but coming back around to you, my loves, you are entering a whole new chapter. You're starting on a whole new path, really embodying this new home, new energy, new job, new career, new life. Embodying it, claiming it. That someone new entering your life is you. A light is being ignited within you where you are no longer standing for less than you deserve, and you are reclaiming your power, and you are going to do something with it. You're going to do something magical with it. You are going to turn this injustice into something beautiful. You're going to make fucking enchanted lemonade out of it. You're going to create something magical, and you're going to say, we are no longer bending to the rules of people who do us wrong, and we are going to change the rules so that all can be held in this energy of love and justice and service that they are deserved. All right, so you are making magic out of this. It's okay to be down and to feel out what you're feeling, because that energy is what's going to ignite the flame within you to make a change where you have been done wrong in this industry, in this career path, in this line of work. And it may not be that grand for some of you. For some of you, it may just be on an individual level where you're just reclaiming your light for yourself, and you're lining up to pursue a whole new path for yourself that's going to bring you this energy of joy and happiness. I'm hearing that Miley Cyrus song where you can buy yourself flowers. You're going to be giving yourself the flowers that you deserve. You're going to be celebrating yourself in the way that you deserve through pursuing what it is you're feeling called to pursue, that actually lights you up, that actually allows you to feel loved, to feel held, to feel heard. All right, you've got good things coming in for you, and I know it doesn't feel like that right now. I know it doesn't, but Spirit is coming in with an affirmation for you. Affirm to yourself, this is not happening to you. This is happening for you. Say it with me. This is not happening to me. This is happening for me. And it's happening for you to wake you up to the deeper truths of what actually brings you joy, and where you have given your power away, and where you have stood for less than you deserve. All right, we just went to Spirit. We're going to draw 2 oracle cards from the Green Witch's Oracle deck. All right, so we have Snow with rest and contemplation. Snow with rest and contemplation, and chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. Relaxation. I can't talk in your reading too, which is also a sign that it is okay to allow yourself to rest, okay, when you need to rest, okay, because I do feel you've got a lot that you're processing mentally and emotionally, and even though we talked about how it's time to get into a state of movement and to get your energy flowing physically once again, it's okay to also let yourself continue to rest when you need to rest. Like we said, take the baby steps. You don't have to do everything all at once. And so Spirit's saying, yes, get into a state of movement when it comes to what you need to move forward with. Okay, so one, that exercise keeps coming up very strongly. Exercise 20-30 minutes a day to an hour a day. 1 hour out of 24 hours, 1 hour out of the 14, 15, 16 hours that you're awake. That's nothing. Okay, you can do that. 1 hour of movement. Whatever you can do with what you've got. Walking, running, jumping jacks, push-ups. Just move your body. Cry through it, be angry through it, say you hate doing it the whole time you're doing it. Just try to do that. This will help to get the energy flowing and help you to enter into that state of contemplation and reflection for what's next, okay? Then we're going to take the baby steps, all right? Fill out 1 application today or tomorrow, and then go get back in bed, all right? Then tomorrow when you wake up, do that 1 hour of exercise again, and then we're going to call, make sure that or check online, make sure your application was actually submitted, it was approved, get back in bed, all right? And then day 3, do that hour of exercise again. Maybe we'll do 30 minutes that day, all right? You've been working hard. We're going to do 30 minutes on the 3rd day. Make the phone call. Say, hey, did you get my application? This is my name. This is why I want to work for you, all right? And then get back in bed, okay? So we want to create this energy of fluidness, okay, because you're still processing so much that you are going to feel more tired than normal, but we don't want to prevent yourself from being able to move forward in the path that is pulling you closer towards it, okay? So we want to be taking those baby steps while simultaneously allowing yourself to rest and to contemplate and to reflect on what it is that you've just gone through, if you are still needing that, okay? You may definitely want to be working with chamomile as you're working through this time, all right? This is a great herb, a great tea to work with to help you sleep as well. If you're having trouble sleeping, make some chamomile tea if you feel called to. This is a great tea that can help help relax you, help put you in that restful state, all right? All right, snow. I was also feeling drawn to the snow in terms of the winter season. So right now, even though we are in the summer season in the Northern Hemisphere, you may feel as though you're going through a winter season right now, okay? And I know it is winter in the Southern Hemisphere, all right? So this could just be a synchronicity for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, but if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, what I'm seeing here is that come the winter season, things will shift and you'll feel this energy of renewed light coming over you once again. So you're kind of backwards. So some of you may also be wanting to take a trip to a country or a destination in the Southern Hemisphere if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere with me come the winter season. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull 2 more oracle cards and then we'll tie up your reading. So we're going to pull 2 oracle cards from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun And this is a new to me deck, but I am just so in love with it. I wanted to pull it out for your reading today. All right, so we have Charity here with Saturn in Cancer, and we have Egotism with Mars in Leo. All right, Charity and Egotism. Yeah, so I feel this is just confirmation for the energy of why you had to leave what you left. It's like you wanted to do right by something, but you're battling with this energy of your ego and the ego of others. It's almost like people were saying, you know, in your job or in your company or line of work, like things have always been this way. We're just going to do things this way. Or there was a means of protection where the company was trying to protect themselves or protect their employees, and they didn't want to admit to something that was going on behind the scenes, even though you were able to see it, even though other people involved were able to see it. And it seemed like, you know, maybe nobody was standing up for the rights of these wrongs. And so you took it upon yourself to start standing up for these rights. And, you know, maybe people weren't listening to you, so maybe they let you go because of that. Or, you know, you chose to leave because of that. Okay. Or almost like you got pushed out too. Like, you know, maybe your coworkers were like, just be quiet about it. Like, stop talking about this already. You're going to get us in trouble. You're going to get yourself in trouble. And you just couldn't deal with that pressure anymore. And so you chose to leave the job behind, and you started to pursue the possibility of legal action because of what you saw being done wrongly in this career path, in this company, in this industry. And for some of you too, like I said, it can be a little bit grander where this is something that's spread across the board in this specific industry. You're noticing this is a repeating pattern, and you're wanting to start to speak up and open up about these truths with other people who are also in this industry and see these wrongdoings. And so this is setting you on a path to creating a sense of justice for other people who have gone through what you have witnessed, that are also connected to this career path in this industry. All right, loves. And that's a big task to take on. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and making sure that you're coming back into these spaces of rest and reflection and relaxation as you go through this journey. Because when you are working in a space where you're trying to spread light on a system or a situation that requires justice, it's a heavy burden to bear, and you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and you're not depleting yourself of your energy reserves to provide something for others. All right, it's okay to take care of yourself so you don't burn out in this process. All right, so remember that, my loves. All right, so let's go ahead and get your timing card. So let's see, your month of the year is October. All right, so things will start to shift come the fall season, come the spring season if you're in the southern hemisphere. October is when you will get those callbacks. I can't talk in your reading, so there's also this throat chakra activation that needs to happen here. Speaking your truth, which is something you're on the path to doing. Speaking up about how you're feeling, what you've witnessed, what you're processing, what you're working through. All right, but come October, come the fall season, you will start to see the return in that legal battle. You will also start to see the return in your energy reserves. You'll be feeling better. You'll be feeling renewed. You'll be feeling more on point. You'll be feeling re-energized and recharged. And this is also when you'll start to receive callbacks of affirmation and confirmation of companies wanting to work for you. I'm also seeing if you are taking this path of trying to create a sense of justice within a specific industry, a specific line of work, come October, you're going to be getting calls like off the hook. Like the phone will just not stop ringing. Your inbox is going to be filled to the brim. Your text messages are going to be blowing up because people are going to resonate with what it is that you're sharing. This is not something that other people are going to be willing to be turning a blind eye to anymore. They're not going to want to be sitting in silence about this anymore. You're going to be giving them permission to speak up and speak out about these injustices, and they are going to want on board with what it is that you're creating and coming forth with. So if you are on that path, keep moving towards it, but don't lose sight and don't forget to take care of yourself along the way. All right, loves, that was a big reading. Thank you for letting me bring forth these messages of guidance for you. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, giving yourself at least 30 minutes to an hour a day of connecting with your body, that physical exercise that we talked about, movement, and then just taking those mini tasks every day to move yourself further along and get yourself away from this hard energy of what it is you're processing from what you have just left behind, from what has been removed from your life. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below, especially if you're on the path to creating justice in a specific industry or field. Let us know so we can all chime in, because when there is wrong, we see wrong and we want to call it out too. So let us know so we can support you in this fight for right. All right, I love you so much. I don't usually say that, but all right, I love you so much. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy, pile 3. Thank you so much once again. Until next time. Bye, loves. Hello, loves. Welcome into those of you who chose pile 4. If you chose pile 4, you selected the Queen of Autumn, Queen of Pentacles, from the Fairy Tarot. And I'll read to you what the Queen of Autumn says, although we are going to shuffle her into the deck. So she says, be practical with respect to how you perceive, the ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. And she is generous, stylish, gracious, and practical. Yes, we love some Queen of Pentacles energy to grace our career and job focused readings. So that is the energy that we are going to be tapping in today to receive insight on. Specifically, when will you be receiving and aligning with your dream job? So in today's reading, we are receiving guidance and insight on anything connected to career and job, entrepreneurship, business, freelance work, anything connected to finances and money and career. So if you have a question or an intention, a situation that you're working through when it comes to your career that you would like to receive some guidance on today, go ahead and take a moment now to set those intentions and ask those questions, and trust that you'll receive the guidance exactly when you're meant to. Alright, so I'm shuffling this deck a lot because it was in numerical order when we had it. I just put the Queen of Pentacles on the top of the deck, but it was in suit order, so we want to make sure all the cards are shuffled. So you're getting fresh deck energy here, clean deck energy for pile 4, which definitely makes me think this is synchronistic with your energy of having a fresh start in something with your career path. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's get your tarot cards first, and then we'll see what comes through. Alright, I think we could fit one more. These are really big tarot cards, so let's see. Alright, we have 2 of Winter. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. Alright, we also have 6 of Spring. Wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success, and recognition. And Prince of Summer. Romantic, captivating, dramatic, and flirtatious. Falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. And we have 3 of Autumn. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do, being compensated for your creative talents. And we have Princess of Autumn. She is studious, responsible, cheerful, and mischievous. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships. Well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get going. All right. So this is the Prince of Cups and the Princess of Pentacles. All right, we have Six of Wands and Two of Swords here. So let's see what's going on here. So I definitely feel, if you've chosen pile 4, that there is a new path that is available to you. However, with this Two of Winter here, it does feel as though you're in this in-between energy. So you most likely are still connected to a job or career path that may not be one that you 100% feel is right for you, but it could be a job that you do find a sense of joy in terms of the relationships, in terms of the work that you're doing, in terms of the money that you're making, or the environment where you're working at. Okay, there could be just, you know, some, like, a multitude of positives about the job that you're working at right now, but on a deeper level, on an intuitive level, you're feeling as though it's not 100% right for you. So it's like, out of those 4 things that I listed, you're like, maybe you love the relationships and you love the work that you're doing, but maybe the environment of the job that you're in isn't so great, maybe the management's not so great, maybe the money's not so great, but you love the work you do, you love the people you're connecting with, so you stay. All right, but you know that there is a possible path forward where you can have all of those things checkboxed off. You can have great relationships, you can have a great environment, great management, great money. You can have it all. You're just denying yourself that possibility and potential in some way. Okay, so why are you denying yourself the possibility of having it all when it is available to you? Because it seems like it is very much available to you. It seems as though you are making excuses for yourself in terms of why you can't have all of those things checked off your checkbox list. Okay, so I am feeling drawn to say this could definitely be around money, because we have the Three of Autumn and the Princess of Autumn here, which are the Pentacles, and also the Prince of Cups. So I'm feeling here, it's like maybe you really enjoy the people you're working with, you enjoy the type of work that you're doing, but you're not getting compensated for it, and so you keep making like enough. You're not making enough to make ends meet. Maybe it's forcing you to have a side hustle or a second job, but you know that if you went to your boss and asked for a pay raise, they would give it to you, or you know that you can go apply for a job at a different company and have a promotion, get a pay raise, make new connections with people that are working in the same environment, doing the same type of work that you're doing, except, you know, you'll just be making more money doing what you're doing. Okay, but there could be this hesitancy of fear that, you know, if you lose one thing, or if you allow yourself to get paid more, you're going to lose one of those other aspects. And Spirit's coming in and they're saying that's not true. You can have it all. You have every single court card here. All that you're missing is the major arcana, and that's because this isn't a huge life transformational experience that you have to go through to get what you want. It's already available to you. You've already done the deeper work. You've already done the hard work, that internal, emotional, mental processing to get to where you're at now. You just have to say yes to what's available to you and what you deserve of the work that you're getting. So in some ways, this isn't about getting your dream job because you already have your dream job. This is more about getting your dream job and everything that you want out of your dream job. So it's like, you have the dream job, you're doing the work you want to be doing, you're connecting with the people that you want to be connecting with. You're just missing some elements of that dream job, such as the money. And it may not be that way. It may be where you are getting paid, but maybe the people you're working with aren't so great. But because you're comfortable, you're familiar with it, you keep staying in that environment. Okay, but there are other, you know, companies, other possible paths that you can take to meet people who are more friendly, who are more welcoming, and still get compensated what you're getting compensated now, still have a wonderful working environment, still have a good management team. All right, so So this is really about what's available to you now in terms of expanding within the job that you are already in, that you're already operating within. You can have more of this. You just have to choose and say yes to that potential path. Okay. Now on the other side of this with the Two of Winter here, I am seeing that for some of you, you may not fully agree. You may feel as though you're not quite yet in your dream job. And so you may be trying to decide whether or not to leave the job that you're already in to pursue your dream job. And I feel that the dream job element, what it is you want to be doing, what it is you want to be working in, it's already available to you. It's just a matter of you saying yes to it, claiming it, and moving forward with it. Okay. You already have the intelligence, you already have the skills, the knowledge, the wisdom. It's only up to you to say yes to it. It is available to you now. What are you waiting for? It's possible and it's here. You're getting the offers, you're getting the calls, you're getting the emails. And if you're not, Spirit saying it's available to you, you have to go out there, move towards it, and look for it, because it's already in your surrounding realm, your surrounding environment. You're a field of potential and possibility. It's there for you to grasp onto. You just have to look for it, you have to seek it out, or you have to be open to receiving it. But I do feel with the Six of Spring here and the Prince of Summer that other potential suitors are going to be pursuing you. So other companies are going to be pursuing you. If maybe you've written a book, publishers are going to be pursuing you. Maybe you're wanting to get your artwork in a gallery. The galleries are going to be pursuing you. They're going to see your work that you've shared online and reaching out to you to, hang your artwork up in their gallery, and they want to pay you for it. All right, they want to pay for it, and they're going to take good care of your artwork. Okay, they're not just going to throw it around and muck it about. They're going to hang it on the wall with care. They're going to dust it, make sure it stays good and pristine. Okay, so there's this energy of that. There's somebody, something that wants to take care of you, and they want to make sure all your needs are met and that you're doing the work that you were destined to do, that you desire to do, that just lights you up and makes you feel good. And they want to compensate you for it, and they want to make sure that you have the right team and that you're working with the right people. The only thing that's stopping you from receiving that is yourself. Why are you denying yourself of this dream, of this potential, of this possible path when it is available to you now? You have a very, very positive reading here, Pile 4. None of the other readings were this positive. All right, so let's go ahead and see what your tea leaf cards are. Oh, we got cards falling on the ground. We'll take that one. Let me get the other one. All right, so we've got this one was on the ground, and let me get the other part of the deck. This deck is huge, so we shuffle it twice. Okay, that one fell off the top. All right, we'll take those two, and I want to get a timing card. So let's see. I want to get a timing card for you. No, we want a timing card. Let's see which one's going to draw our eye. All right, we'll do this one. All right. So we'll put your timing card here for later at the end of your reading, but let's see your tea leaves. All right, so we have purse. Pay attention to your finances. Yeah, you're not allowing yourself to be compensated for the work that you're doing. And you know this. You know this. It's time to ask for a raise. It's time to ask for that promotion. Or it's time to pursue companies. Or check your inbox, check your missed calls for those offers that are coming in of people who want to pay you what you deserve. We have Cane. Pay attention to your health. We have Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Rat. Someone working against you or behind your back. Ram. A stubborn, aggressive person. Grasshopper. This one keeps coming out today. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. And Dog. Getting together with friends. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put these two here together. These are same energy. And those are same energy. Okay, So I'm definitely feeling that the tea leaf cards here are just deepening us into the confirmation that you feel supported at the job that you're at now. Like, you have a great support system when it comes to your coworkers, so much so that they feel like an emotionally secure, loving family. These are your close friends. These are people that you go out with late into the night after a long day at work, just having drinks, getting dinner, having fun, you know, letting loose, letting the struggles of the workday off, okay? But with the ram and the rat here, I'm feeling two things. One, there could be somebody in your inner circle that you do need to have a little bit of a cautionary around, because they may actually be trying to go for a promotion that you're trying to go for. And so if you share this information with somebody, they may try to one-up you and try to get that promotion and take it away from you, okay? Now, with that being said, though, Spirit does want to say that nobody can take anything away from you that is meant to be yours. If you deserve a promotion, you deserve a promotion, and you're getting that promotion. Nobody can take it from you, okay? But don't give it away by sharing with others, even though they are your close-knit friends and family. All right, this is still a professional environment. This is still a business environment. We are still doing these things because we want the dollar. We want the top dollar. We want to make the most, all right? We wouldn't be working, we wouldn't be doing the job if it wasn't paying us, right? All right. And even though you have that mentality that you would do this job, even though you're not getting compensated what you want to be getting compensated for, we love you for it. We still want you to get paid what you deserve for the work that you're doing and the time, the effort, the energy that you've put in to this job over the years and what you're doing now. You deserve this raise. You just deserve this promotion. Don't take it away from yourself by sharing with your coworkers, even though they're close-knit friends and family, that you're in the running to receive this promotion. All right, don't open up that line for them to kind of one-up you and take it from you, because I feel that it may not even be on their radar, but if you put it on their radar, they're going to definitely take an interest in it, and they're going to try to, you know, go behind your back and get that raise or promotion, okay? For some of you too, this energy could be that you're struggling with your management team, and even though you have great coworkers, maybe you stick out staying at this job because you have such great bonds with the people that are working at the same level as you, but your management team does not respect the team that you work with. They don't support you, they don't listen to you, they don't pay you enough, and so you're just constantly, it's almost like you feel so connected to these individuals because you're sort of like bonding with them over this frustration that you feel towards the management system. You're also bonding with them over the type of work that you're doing, because I feel that you have very you're very passionate about the work that you're doing. It means a lot to you. You enjoy it, you love it, but the energy that binds you in such a close bond to these individuals, yes, it's one of passion for the work, but it's more so one of sort of just gossiping and venting about the frustrations that you have to deal with when it comes to management and how you don't get paid enough to do the work that you're doing or to put up with their BS. Okay, and so this is just further confirmation that if you're in a work environment like that, it's time for you to seek out new avenues where the potential of you having everything you desire to have in a dream job, your dream job, the work that you're doing now, is possible, because it is possible. You don't have to work for shitty people who don't respect you and don't respect the work that you're doing and don't compensate you for the work that you're doing. You're choosing to stay in that environment, and just as easily you can choose to pursue an environment that does support you, that does respect you, that does pay you, and it is available to you. You wouldn't have the Six of Spring, Prince of Summer, Three of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, if it wasn't available to you. Yes, it will be a new start if you have to move companies, if you have to move to a new place, a new work environment. It will be a new start in some way, but you will love it so much more, 10 times more, because you'll have a great boss, a great management team. You'll be working at a higher level than you're working at now, and you'll be getting compensated for it while still doing the same amount of work, the same type of work that you're doing now. Okay, so this situation is all about creating this energy of balance. Also, the King, talking about your health. Pay attention to your health. If you continue allowing yourself to take the BS of your management teams that's not respecting you, that's not supporting you, and not receiving reciprocal energy exchange for the work that you're doing and the pay that you deserve, this is going to start to take a toll on your health, which is something that we really want to get away from and we want to prevent. We want to prevent that burnout from happening. You will still be able to have these bonds and the connections with the individuals that you love, that you care for in this job. Yes, you won't be seeing them every single day if you have to leave the job that you're at now, but you can still stay in touch with them. You can still see them. You can still go out for dinner and drinks after a long day's work. All right, you'll just be bonding and talking about different things than the BS the management put you through. All right, you'll get to tell them and show them that there's a different way. They can maybe maybe you can bring them on board if you're in a higher position at this new company. You can bring them on board, or you can refer them to other companies that you're going to be working with, networking with, to help them also get out of this. But first and foremost, you have to take care of yourself and you have to do what's best for you in this situation. All right, so let's go ahead and get your oracle cards from the Green Witches Oracle deck now. Oh, so you're the first reading I'm feeling called to share some symbolism with. So dogs may be significant to you. Maybe you've got some dogs at home you're wanting to spend more time with. So maybe you're wanting to also have like a work from home job, and you're working in a space where you have to go to work every day and you miss your dogs miss you. And so you're wanting to, shift things and have a work from home job. So maybe you're needing to bring that up to management and ask them about it, or start seeking out positions where you're doing the same type of work that you're doing now, but you're able to work from home, or creating a sense of balance where you work from home 3 days out of the 5 days, or 2 days out of the 5 days, or 4 days, whatever it is. We also have the eggs here. So maybe somebody's eating more eggs or finding eggs. Maybe you have chickens, they're laying eggs. Grasshopper medicine, rat medicine, ram. I'm very drawn to like these are all symbols, even the horse here in the Chinese zodiac. So if you are any of these, the dog, the rat, the ram, or the horse, you may want to read up a little bit on your Chinese zodiac sign, because there could be some deeper significance there, or just a message of insight that you find or happen upon that can help you understand what it is that you're working through when it comes to your career right now. I know there's some there's some guidance on your Chinese zodiac sign in connection to career, and so you might be able to find some guidance on that in connection to the specific year of 2026, especially because we have the horse there, and this is the year of the fire horse, so there could be some deeper guidance there for you as well. All right, but let's see what your oracle cards are here. So we have Earthworm with clarity and rumination. And we have Fruit with achievement and success. Yes, look at that. You deserve success. You deserve achievement. You deserve to have the fruits that you have produced. You deserve to have the fruits that you've produced with your own labor. You're not getting paid enough, and you deserve to get paid more. All right, so with this Earthworm here, Spirit's saying that the time for rumination is over. You literally already have the clarity that you have been seeking. You know what it is that you need to do in order to allow yourself to receive the fruits of your labor. And you're not getting it because you're working for management that's not respecting you, that's not listening to you, or you're not getting it because you haven't brought this to your management's awareness just yet. So you need to speak up and you need to acclaim it for yourself. That's what the Six of Wands here is all about, is this reclamation of what you deserve, what you desire. You have to speak up and speak your truth about what you've been ruminating on, what you've been thinking about when it comes to your career, when it comes to your job, and what you want to get out of it to make it feel like the dream job you had envisioned it to be before you started working in this line of work that you're working in now. It's like there's some missing pieces to this puzzle. It feels great, it feels right, but it's not completely right because you are not getting everything you deserve and desire from it. And so you have to speak up about it. You have to acclaim it for yourself. Nobody's going to come in and just give it to you. Yes, we did talk about how some people are reaching out to you, they're making you those offers, but you're the one that has to say yes to it. You're the one that has to bring attention to it and acknowledge that that is something that you want, that is something that you deserve and desire. All right, so more symbolism, star fruits coming through. We've also got the clear quartz crystals. So you may be working with clear quartz, or just, you know, being gifted a clear quartz stone. And star fruit, maybe eating more star fruit, trying it for the first time. I know that's like a tropical fruit. That's not so familiar here. Okay, so these next cards that I pulled are from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And this is a new to me deck, but let's see what we have here. All right, so we have Saturn and Taurus with ostentation, and we've got Mercury in Aries with restlessness. All right, so yeah, so I feel with this restlessness here and ostentation, it's like you're feeling a little bit restless because your needs and desires are not completely being met, because you're not being 100% honest and straightforward with what it is that you want and desire out of the job that you're already in, or the line of work that you're already in. And so you have to be the one to push forward and assert what it is that you want, what it is that you need to acclaim for yourself when it comes to the job that you're working in now. So be straightforward, be open about it. Open up that throat chakra and communicate your needs to your management system, to the team, about what can make this feel perfect for you, what can make you feel excited and rejuvenated to want to come to work and show up every day and continue to do the work that you're doing without getting burnt out, feeling restless, without depleting your health. All right, so let's go ahead and unveil the timeline for the month of the year as to when this will all be coming to fruition. Okay, so we have April. So for you, April is very far away from when I'm filming this and sharing this in July. So I feel that you've actually been going through the process of indecision since the month of April. So let's see if we can get another timeline for a future aspect. I'm not sure if Spirit's going to give it to us, but we'll see. All right, so we actually had another tea leaf come up. Let's see. Advice from a friend. Okay. December. Okay, yeah, December. Okay, so I do feel April is when this process of indecision, recognition, acknowledgement that things aren't working out in this line of work in the job that you're in now started arising for you. But come December is when you'll bring this full circle and you'll restore the sense of balance to this energy that you've been feeling on an internal level. It'll finally feel as though you have completed this reclamation, this return to achieving the success, the fruits of your labor, and getting everything you want and desire out of your dream job. So very, very beautiful reading, very beautiful energy coming in for you. And then I do feel the dog here. It's just further confirmation of dogs. So dogs coming through. Maybe you have 3 dogs, 2 or 3 dogs there, because that just popped out with the December card there. But we are closing out your reading, my love. So that is it for your reading. Very beautiful reading. Very positive reading. There's just a little bit of homework you have to do with speaking up about your truth and getting yourself to align with checking off everything in that checkbox that you're hoping to receive from the line of work and the job that you're in now. And so I know that you can do this. I know that you can align with it and you can receive it and achieve it as long as you are open and honest to making it happen for yourself. All right, love. So that is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know how you're going to make this happen. I'd love to be of support to you as you work to align with this blessing, this dream of yours as you're on your way. All right, loves. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. I'm wishing you a blessed day. Until next time. Bye, loves.